Do share it with your friends and family members, so that they too can get knowledge about it. Khalid bin Walid remembered the Battle of Uhud, and the burden on his heart was increasing. He was losing his horse. He was passing through a drunken place, so the peak of Uhud's mountain was out of his sight. He remembered the women of his tribe who were encouraging the Quraysh and their allied tribes. Khalid bin Walid remembered that he had climbed a high place to witness the battle. He saw Muslim women. The Muslims used to take care of the wounded women. They used to treat them and give them water. There were 14 women with the Muslims, including Hazrat Fatima. Then, a small number of mujahideen and a large number of kafars were victorious. When the Quraysh's flag fell, someone else picked it up. It also fell. The flag fell many times. Finally, a slave picked up the flag and raised it, but he was also killed. Then, the Muslims did not give the Quraysh a chance to pick up the flag. The Quraysh's emotions were answered. Khalid saw their rebellion and also saw that the Muslims were following them. The Quraysh did not stay in their camp either. They left their wealth and provisions and fled to Afrat Afriki Alam. From here, the stage after the war began. The Muslims began to loot the Quraysh camp with the joy of victory and revenge. They were chanting the slogans of victory and help. The Quraysh fled in such a hurry that they did not even care for their women. They were running on foot, but the Muslims did not even look at them. One of the horsemen of the Quraysh was Commander Ikrimah, and the other was Khalid bin Walid. They had to attack the Muslims, but the tide of the war turned badly. Ikrimah and Khalid still kept their horsemen where they had been prepared. Khalid also expected that he would turn defeat into victory, but the Muslim archers were ready where he had to pass. The Muslim archers saw from their high position that the Quraysh had fled and were collecting their provisions with them. So they also left their place. Their commander, Abdullah bin Jubair, told them not to disobey the order of their prophet. It is the order of the prophet that no one should move from here without his permission. The archers began to descend from the hill making noise. The war is over. The booty is ours. Only 9 archers were left with Abdullah bin Jubair. When Khalid bin Walid saw this scene, he felt as if he was dreaming. This is what he wanted. He kept looking at the archers. When he reached the camp of the Quraysh, he attacked the hill where Abdullah bin Jubair and his 9 archers were left. Khalid bin Walid could have ignored them, but he wanted to take revenge from them. His horsemen were climbing the hill. The archers were shooting arrows from above. Ikrimah saw Khalid attacking the hill. So he also took his horsemen there, and his horses began to climb up from all sides. The horsemen also had arrows. They were shooting arrows upwards. But it was not possible for the upper class to stop so many horsemen. The horsemen went up. The archers fought hand to hand and all were injured and fell. Khalid threw the injured from the hill. Abdullah bin Jubair was also martyred. From there, Khalid and Ikrimah took off their horsemen and reached the place where the Muslims had started the battle. On the order of Khalid bin Walid, both of them attacked the Muslims. The Muslims were not in a condition to fight. But Prophet Muhammad had some of the mujahideen with him. These mujahideen fought against the horsemen. The women who came with Quraysh ran away, but a woman named Amra was hiding somewhere there. When she saw the Quraysh's horsemen attacking the Muslims, she saw the Quraysh's flag lying on the ground. That woman raised the flag. Abu Sufyan took control of his running horsemen. When he looked there, he saw the flag waving. He chanted the slogans of Hubal Zindabad and Uzza Zindabad. He brought the horsemen back and surrounded the Muslims. Khalid bin Walid remembered that time. He was looking for Prophet Muhammad, and today, 4 years later, he was going to Medina. Prophet Muhammad's victory was on his mind. The mountain of Uhud was rising from the sky, and Khalid's horse was moving fast. Khalid bin Walid's mental state was such that he was not in a hurry to go ahead, and sometimes he would shake the reins as if he had to reach very soon, but the destination he was going to was not yet completely clear to him. Sometimes he felt like a magnetic force was pulling him forward, and sometimes he felt like a force was pushing him back. He heard a voice, Khalid, which was rising from within him, but he thought it was real and pulled the reins of the horse and looked back. There was nothing there but sand, but the voice was coming. Khalid, is it true what I have heard? Khalid bin Walid recognized that voice. It was the voice of Ikrimah with him. One day before, Ikrimah was saying to him, if you are thinking that Muhammad is the prophet sent by God, then remove this thought from your heart. Muhammad is the murderer of many of our relatives. Look at your tribe who swore to kill Muhammad before the sun set. Peace be upon him. Khalid shook the reins a little, and the horse started moving. His mind went back 4 years when he was looking for Prophet Muhammad in Uhud. He was determined to fulfill the oath of the Quraysh, that Prophet Muhammad must be killed before the sun sets. He remembered that when the Muslim archers left the mountain, he attacked the mountain and killed Abdullah bin Jubair and his 9 archers who remained there following the command of Prophet Muhammad. The Quraysh, who had fled from the hands of the Muslims, returned. They had organized themselves. The Muslims had lost the battle. This was the result of the failure of their Prophet Muhammad. Khalid bin Walid and Abu Jahl's son Ikrimah were experts in the art of warfare. It was no longer difficult for them to kill each Muslim. Khalid bin Walid saw that the Muslims were divided into 2 parts. A large part was cut off from his commander Prophet Muhammad. A few archers were with Prophet Muhammad. These were the companions who were not killed by the Quraysh. There were 30 of them. Among them were Abu Dujana, Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Abdur Rahman bin Auf, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Abu Ubaidah, Talha bin Abdullah and Musa bin Umair bin. 2 of the 14 women who had come to take care of the wounded were with Prophet Muhammad. One was Amara and the other was Ayman. Ayman had been his maid in the childhood of Prophet Muhammad. The remaining 12 women were busy picking up the wounded and nursing them. Khalid bin Walid was looking for Prophet Muhammad, but he could not roam much in the battlefield because he had an army of horsemen in his command, which he had kept completely in his control. He was a fan of blind attacks. His principle was to hit the enemy on such a rug that before the second blow, he would kick. Today, 4 years later, when he was going to the desert alone, horses were running in his mind. He could hear the gunshots. The screams of the Muslims were echoing in his mind. He thought that the Muslims were shouting to show that they were not afraid of death. His lips were still smiling with contempt and hatred. He had decided that he would kill as many Muslims as possible. He would make fewer prisoners. He still did not know where Prophet Muhammad was. He saw that Abu Sufyan had returned with the Quraysh. A large part of the Muslim army had been attacked. The Muslims were fighting fiercely. The Muslims thought that it was the end of their life. They showed such bravery and fear that many Quraysh were worried. Seeing this situation, Khalid bin Walid was furious. He ordered his horsemen to shout at the Muslims. He took the sword in his hand and took the spear in his hand. He attacked the Muslims from behind. He hit the Muslims with his spear. When his spear entered a Muslim's body, he would shout and say, "I am Abu Sulaiman." With each blow of the spear, his cry was heard, "I am Abu Sulaiman." Today, 4 years later, when he was going towards the center of the Muslims, he could hear his own cry. When his spear entered a Muslim's body, he would shout and say, "I am Abu Sulaiman." With each blow of the spear, his cry was heard, "I am Abu Sulaiman." Today, 4 years later, when he was going towards the center of the Muslims, he could hear his own cry, "I am Abu Sulaiman." He did not remember how many Muslims his spear had entered. He had forgotten Prophet Muhammad. After a while he found out that the Muslims had left the command of Prophet Muhammad. Ikrimah went to the Prophet of the Muslims. The truth was that the command of Prophet Muhammad was over. The situation was such that Prophet Muhammad could not organize the Muslims, but Prophet Muhammad did not want to leave the battlefield to save his and his companions. Although the situation was such that there was no choice but to retreat, but Prophet Muhammad was trying to go to a better position. Prophet Muhammad knew that the Quraysh would be looking for him and there would be a very strong attack on his group. Prophet Muhammad was moving towards a hill. Your companions had taken you in their circle. Prophet Muhammad must have gone a little far that Ikrimah attacked Prophet Muhammad with his horsemen. A soldier of the Quraysh somehow found out that Ikrimah had attacked Prophet Muhammad. So this soldier of the Quraysh also attacked Prophet Muhammad's group. The question of the survival of Prophet Muhammad and any of his companions was over. Your 30 companions and the 2 women who were with Prophet Muhammad built a wall of meat around you. Khalid bin Walid remembered that Prophet Muhammad was also famous for his physical strength. The biggest proof of this was that Prophet Muhammad had beaten the famous Arab wrestler Rakana 3 times. Now it was time for another demonstration of his strength in the battlefield. The wall of meat that your companions had built around Prophet Muhammad, you broke it yourself. Prophet Muhammad had a bow and arrow in his hand. At that time, Khalid bin Walid was very busy with the Muslims. When he was later told that Prophet Muhammad and his 30 companions and 2 women had joined forces against the Quraysh's horsemen and infantry, Khalid hardly believed it. He once again said that this strength cannot be physical. This is some other strength. From that time, a question was bothering him. Can faith become strength? He could not answer this question to anyone in his tribe, because this allegation could immediately be made that the magic of Prophet Muhammad has also affected him. Today he was going towards Medina with this question in his mind. The mountain of Uhud had risen above the horizon. 4 years old memories took him back to that mountain where he could hear his own name, Abu Sulaiman. He began to imagine how those 30 men and 2 women would have fought so many horsemen and infantry. Prophet Muhammad was showering arrows with his blessed hand. Companions of Prophet Muhammad climb up and take you in their lap. According to a historian Maghazi, Prophet Muhammad would break his circle again and again, and from where the enemy would move towards him, he would shoot arrows at him. Prophet Muhammad's physical strength was much greater than that of a common man. Prophet Muhammad would pull his bow so hard that the point of the arrow would go to the other side of the body. Prophet Muhammad would pull his bow so hard that the point of the arrow would go to the other side of the body. Prophet Muhammad would give the remaining arrow to Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. No one could compete with the arrow of Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. Prophet Muhammad himself would accept the arrow of Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. On the other side, the Muslims were cutting the hands of Abu Sufyan and Khalid and were competing until the last drop of blood was shed. On the other side, this was the state of disdain of Prophet Muhammad's 30 disciples and 2 women, as if their souls were fighting, not their bodies. Famous historian Tabari writes that each Muslim fought 4 to 5 Quraysh at the same time. Their style was such that the Quraysh would retreat, or the only Muslim attacking them would fall down with wounds. When the Quraysh saw this state of disdain of the disciples of Prophet Muhammad, they would retreat and throw stones at them with arrows. Along with this, a few horse riders of the Quraysh would run and attack Prophet Muhammad, but the arrows of the companions of Prophet Muhammad would fall into their bodies and force them to retreat. To avoid this situation, the Quraysh threw arrows and stones from all sides. Ikrimah told Khalid bin Walid that Abu Dujana was standing in front of Prophet Muhammad. His back was towards the enemy. Abu Dujana was doing 2 things at the same time. One was that he was giving his arrows to Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, and Sa'ad was shooting arrows very fast. Along with that, he was trying to save Abu Dujana from the arrows. In the rain of arrows and stones, no one could see how Abu Dujana was doing. When Abu Dujana fell, he saw that the arrows had fallen so far into his back that his back looked like the back of a rabbit. But Ikrimah and his horse riders and horses were so terrified that they retreated. The Quraysh were also tired. Prophet Muhammad assessed his companions. There was blood everywhere, but he did not get a chance to pick up the wounded and bandage them. The enemy retreated to say one more thing. Prophet Muhammad said to his companions, "I am waiting for another man of the Quraysh." A companion of Prophet Muhammad asked, "Who is he, O Messenger of Allah? Is he coming to help us?" Prophet Muhammad said, "No, he will come to kill me. He should come now." The companion asked, "But who is he?" Prophet Muhammad said, "Ubaid bin Khalaf." Ubaid bin Khalaf was one of the fierce opponents of Prophet Muhammad. He was a resident of Medina. When he found out that Prophet Muhammad had claimed to be a prophet, one day he came to Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad invited him to accept Islam with patience and courage. Ubaid bin Khalaf said in a rude tone, "Do you think I am so weak that I will accept your baseless belief? Listen to me carefully, Muhammad. One day see my horse. I am refreshing it for the time when you will challenge the Quraysh for war again. Now stop dreaming about Badr. I will ride on this horse and you will see me in the battlefield. And I swear by my gods that I will kill you with my own hands." Prophet Muhammad smiled and said, "Ubaid, life and death are in the hands of the one who has given me prophethood, and he has given me the duty to bring misguided people on the straight path. Do not say such a thing that no one but my God can fulfill. It is also possible that you come to kill me and you will be killed by me." Ubaid bin Khalaf laughed at the Prophet's words and left with a smile. Now the Prophet was reminded of Ubaid bin Khalaf on the way to Uhud. As soon as the Prophet took his name, a horse came running from a distance. Everyone saw there. The Prophet said to his companions, "My dear companions, I feel that this rider who is coming towards us will be Ubaid. If he is Ubaid, do not stop him. Let him come in front of me and close to me." The historian Waqidi Mugazi and Ibn Hisham have written that that rider was Ubaid bin Khalaf. He shouted and said, "Be careful, Muhammad, Ubaid has come. Look, I am riding on the same horse that I showed you." 3 or 4 of the companions of the Prophet came forward and said, "Allow us to finish him until he comes close to you." The Prophet said, "No, let him come. Let him come close to me. Give him way." The Prophet's head was chained. His chains were hanging in front of the Prophet's face and left and right. The Prophet had a spear in his hand and a sword in his hand. Ubaid's horse had come close. The Prophet said, "Come forward, Ubaid. No one will fight with you except me." Ubaid bin Khalaf stopped his horse and shouted. He was sure that he would kill the Prophet. His sword was still in his hand. The Prophet went near him. He was on a very powerful horse and the Prophet was on the ground. He had just drawn his sword. The Prophet came forward and jumped and attacked him with his spear. He bent over to save the attack, but the attack did not go empty. The Prophet's spear hit his right shoulder. He fell off the horse and broke his back. Historians write that the Prophet's attack was not so powerful that a man as powerful as Ubaid could not get up. The Prophet ran to attack him again. He fell on the other side of the horse. He was probably terrified. The Prophet's attack was unexpected for him. He got up and left his horse there and ran away. He was screaming, "Muhammad has killed me! O people of the Quraysh, Muhammad has killed me!" Some men of the Quraysh saw his wounds and reassured him that no one had killed him. The wounds are very small, but he was in such a state that the words came out of his mouth. "I will not live." Muhammad said that I will be killed by him. Historian Ibn Hisham has written that Ubaid had also said these words. "If Muhammad had only spat on me, I would not have survived." When the Battle of Uhud ended, Ubaid left for Mecca with the Quraysh. On the way, they fought and Ubaid died. Khalid remembered that time as yesterday after 4 years.